Is Buddhism not a religion? The truth will surprise you. Have you ever wondered, is Buddhism a religion or is it just a way of life? Many people think of Buddhism as one of the world's major religions, while others believe it's simply a philosophy, a path to enlightenment, or even a science of the mind. But what if I told you that Buddha never intended to create a religion at all? Shocking, right? In this video, we will uncover the real truth. Did Buddha create Buddhism as a religion? How is Buddhism different from traditional religions? And most importantly, what does this mean for you? Stay with me till the end, because what you'll discover today might change your perspective forever. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you love deep discussions about wisdom, philosophy, and enlightenment. What is a religion? Before we answer whether Buddhism is a religion, we need to ask, what exactly is a religion? Most religions have three common characteristics: a belief in God or gods. Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism all revolve around a divine power. A set of strict doctrines or holy scriptures. Religious books like the Bible, Quran, and Vedas define their beliefs. Rituals, worship, and faith-based practices. Prayer, temple visits, and ceremonies are common in religions. Now here's the question: does Buddhism fit into these categories? Buddhism does not have a creator God like the Abrahamic religions. It does not have strict divine commandments. And most importantly, it does not demand blind faith. Buddha encouraged questioning and personal experience rather than just believing in something blindly. Even Buddhist morality is not based on divine commandments, but rather on rational ethics. The 5 precepts of Buddhism, abstaining from killing, stealing, lying, etc., are not orders from God, but practical guidelines for a peaceful life. So can Buddhism still be called a religion? Let's dig deeper. Did Buddha intend to create a religion? When Gautama Buddha achieved enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, he didn't say, "Now I will create a new religion." Instead, he gave practical teachings on how to escape suffering, dukkha, and find true happiness. He never called himself a god or a prophet. He didn't tell his followers to worship him or build temples in his name. He simply taught Dhamma, a way of living based on wisdom and compassion. Buddha's own words on religion. One of Buddha's most famous teachings was, "Do not believe anything just because I say so. Test it for yourself. If it works, adopt it. If not, discard it." This is very different from religious faith, which often requires believing without questioning. Even after Buddha's death, Mahaparinirvana, his followers preserved his teachings not as divine commandments, but as practical wisdom. So how did Buddhism turn into an organized religion over time? Some historians believe that when Buddhism spread to different cultures, people naturally started incorporating religious elements into it. In places like Tibet, China, Thailand, and Japan, Buddhism mixed with local traditions, leading to rituals, prayers, and monastic systems. But at its core, Buddhism remains a path of wisdom rather than a religion of faith. How Buddhism became a religion. Over the centuries, Buddhism evolved in different cultures. As it spread to different countries, many elements of traditional religions got mixed into it. Monastic systems were formed, where Buddhist monks or bhikkhus lived in monasteries, similar to religious institutions. Rituals and worship practices developed, especially in countries like Thailand, Tibet, and China, where Buddhist temples became places of prayer and devotion. Later traditions even started worshiping Buddha like a god, though he never claimed to be divine. This transformation led many to see Buddhism as a religion, even though its core philosophy remains non-theistic. In some Buddhist cultures, people pray to bodhisattvas, enlightened beings, for blessings. In Japan, Pure Land Buddhism emphasizes faith in Amitabha Buddha, similar to the idea of salvation in Christianity. But if we look at the original teachings of Buddha, he never asked for such worship. Now let's compare Buddhism with other religions to see where it truly stands. Buddhism versus other religions. Buddhism is fundamentally different from most traditional religions. Christianity and Islam are based on a firm belief in a single God. They emphasize faith, divine commandments, and salvation through God's grace. Hinduism, while polytheistic, also focuses on divine beings and religious rituals. Buddhism, on the other hand, does not worship a god. It does not have a single holy book that dictates absolute truth. Instead of faith, it encourages reason, meditation, and self-exploration. Many scholars, like Dr. Alan Wallace and Sam Harris, argue that Buddhism is more like a psychological science rather than a religion. It teaches meditation, mindfulness, and self-awareness. It focuses on cause and effect, karma, similar to scientific principles. It does not demand blind belief in supernatural forces. This is why many countries today follow Buddhism not as a religion, but as a lifestyle practice. Even neuroscience has started recognizing the benefits of Buddhist meditation. Studies have shown that practicing mindfulness can literally rewire the brain, reducing stress and increasing happiness. The modern view. Buddhism as a way of life. In the modern world, people practice Buddhism in different ways. Some follow it as a traditional religion, with rituals, prayers, and temple traditions. Others adopt it purely as a philosophy of mindfulness, meditation, and ethical living. Then there are secular Buddhists who treat it as a psychology of happiness and mental health. Even great thinkers like Albert Einstein admired Buddhism. He once said, "If there is any religion that could cope with modern scientific needs, it would be Buddhism." This proves that Buddhism goes beyond religion. It is a universal wisdom for everyone. Conclusion. So is Buddhism a religion? After exploring all perspectives, here's the final answer. If you define religion as belief in God, then Buddhism is not a religion. If you define religion as a way of life with ethical values, then Buddhism can be called a religion. So, it all depends on how you define religion. The best part? Buddhism does not force you to choose. It gives you the freedom to decide how you want to practice it. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Buddhism is a religion, a philosophy, or a science of the mind? Let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and share this video if you found it valuable. And if you want more deep discussions on Buddha's wisdom, subscribe to the channel now. Thank you for watching, and remember, happiness is not found in religion, but in wisdom and compassion.